Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Accessibility Showcase right here on the GDQ Hotfix. Today, we are going to be showcasing games and communities that went above and beyond to be as inclusive as possible for players with disabilities or other needs. And accessibility is a whole lot more than just a difficulty slider, and that's what we want to get across today. And we'll be going into a bunch of different ways developers and communities have helped out to make this hobby enjoyable for everyone. And there are a lot of features common in games today that many of you may not even realize is an accessibility feature. For example, most games today start off with subtitles on by default. That is an accessibility feature right off the bat for those with who are hard of hearing. Keyboard rebindings, which has been a common staple of PC games as long as I can remember, that's an accessibility feature. And now more recently, we're starting to get controller rebindings on console. And that's just really helping people who have like limited motion or anything to rebind to something that is more comfortable to allow them to play video games. Today we're highlighting 6 games and communities just to give you an idea of the schedule. And at any time today, you can do !schedule to look at what we have in store. But we'll be starting off with Sheepo, Any Percent, and All Bosses by Smashy and Cutie Roo. Going to go into Hades after that, All Weapons by Arcelina. Chicory, All Bats Glitchless by Hallow, Ori and the Blind Forest Randomizer by Covert Muffin, Celeste Assist Mode and Collab Beginner Lobby by Frozen Flygon, and we'll be closing with Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart by B-Dud. So we have an awesome schedule here today, but let's go ahead and get started with our first run and talk to our first pair of runners, Smashy and Roo running Sheepo. Hello.
Hello.
So we're going to be starting off with Any Percent, and what are the kind of like the differences between the Any Percent and All Bosses categories here? Because I know one of them is very, very short. One of them's quite a bit longer.
Right. So Any Percent, basically we only need to get one ability. So like in this game, there's a bunch of abilities you get, but we only need to get one to get to the very end of the game. So we basically rush to get that and then go straight to the end. All Bosses obviously is All Bosses, including there's like a tiny mini boss that we do. So it does take a bit longer because we go through the whole game. All
right, we have a lot to get through today, so I'm going to throw it over to Glint here, who's going to be commentating for Sheepo, and going over some of the things this game does. That's I think super important during this Any Percent run. So take it away, Smashy, when you are ready.
All right. Do we want to talk about the accessibility first?
Yeah, of course. Sure. Yeah, all right, absolutely.
I can kind of go into here too and show you guys visuals.
So this game actually has quite a few cool accessibility options. Some people might know the name Half Coordinated, but Half Coordinated actually was an accessibility consultant for this game and actually gave a lot of input to the developer, Kyle, about things that could be added to help make this game a little bit more accessible for people playing it casually or deciding to speedrun the game. To go over just like general options, the first one that Smashy's showing off is actually a text variation of the health. So normally you'll have like a little bug that will follow you around that has different color variations depending on how much health you have. But obviously, if you have some sort of color blindness, that would be a little bit hard to tell. So there was a text variation that was added to make it so that you can keep track of that a little bit better. On top of that, there is stuff, just like general stuff like screen shake and stuff like that as well. Like I know personally for myself, screen shake actually makes me quite motion sick. So having an option like that in any video game that I can play is fantastic. Photosensitivity mode is also another big one. This game has a lot of flashing colors, and often when we run, we'll actually have that off because it makes it a little bit easier to see things even. So it's really nice for stuff like that. As well, probably the 2 biggest ones that were added almost entirely for speedrun purposes were the autofly function, which is extremely nice. So one of the abilities that you'll see, and you'll see it in Any Percent, it's the one that we get, is a bird, which we can use to fly. But what happens is the rate at which you can fly is all dependent on how fast you can mash the jump button. And obviously, it's not super accessible, just having to like push a button really fast. So a function was put in that basically mashes close to the human limit, if not a little bit faster than that, by just holding the button down, which is super, super nice, and meaning that you don't really have to worry about straining yourself too much, and you can just progress faster like that. As well as there's actually a speedrun mode that was added a text skip, so we don't have to worry about mashing through text at all. The text will just fly by without us having to push a single button at all, and we can just focus on speedrunning the game, which is fantastic.
All right.
All right,
I think start. Yeah.
That's basically everything. So yeah.
All right.
That's awesome. It's always nice to see like developers consulting people and like bringing people in just to focus. Like their role is please help us make this game available to more people, and I just think that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, the dev for this game is awesome. Also, I think we were going to have him, like, people could ask questions in chat, but I'm not sure if he's here yet. So
yeah, if we see him in chat, we'll let you all know, and you can ask him some questions if you have any.
Awesome. Well, Smashy. So if you don't know how this works, just you give us a countdown on go. Will you start the timer, and then off you go.
Alrighty,
I'm excited to see this. I've never seen a run of Sheepo before.
Awesome. All right. Starting in 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right. I guess I can talk about this a little bit. Luckily for me, any percent is the one category that I run the most in this game. So just the general premise of the game's lore and stuff. Basically, Sheepo is this little sheep lad on the screen right now.
Oh, cute.
They just got a new job. They have to go to a planet and collect all the species on that planet to help make a database and protect them from imminent doom of their planet dying, I guess. I'm not quite sure on the lore. I don't remember. I played the game too fast to know. But in terms of speed tech, this game only has one notable piece of like kind of glitch stuff that we do. We call it half hopping after half coordinated, who first implemented it.
Oh, gosh.
But for those of you who know what coyote time is, it's basically just a window that the game will give you when you walk off a ledge or anything like that to just make jump timing a little bit lenient. Funnily enough, that is also, and I would say an accessibility option, making things just a little bit more lenient than they absolutely need to be. But we definitely abuse that a little bit because this game allows us to input a second jump within that window. So you'll see Smashy doing this a lot by just basically jumping twice in quick succession, which will allow her to climb walls, as well as just like reach higher places that normally wouldn't be accessible. You'll definitely see this in just a second when she enters the first boss room. But yeah, that's basically the main piece of tech that we'll be using throughout the game. Other than that, it's basically just go fast, which this game is very good at making you do. Lots of momentum conservation in this game, keeping speed. There's a bunch of launchers and cubes and stuff that will give you a bunch of speed, and this game gives you a lot of tools to keep that speed going. You'll see a lot of that on the way back, actually, once we get our first power-up.
So does Sheepo not have arms here, or is Sheepo, hiding them in the wool there?
Oh boy.
I don't actually think anyone knows. No one's asked.
I'm just imagining, like, Sheepo is just running along with, like, hands in pockets, right?
Yeah.
Just like, yeah, I'm doing this.
Casual.
Super casual. Like.
But here
So
you go.
cute, though. I love it.
This is a perfect example of half hopping. You can see there's definitely a giant obstacle course on the right-hand side that we ignore like 90% of by just climbing the wall instead. Normally a boss would be chasing you up on the left-hand side here, but since we jump up the wall and miss the trigger to start the boss, we just skip it entirely. And we can get our first and only power-up for any percent, which is going to be the long bird, which lets us turn into a little bird creature. I think one important thing to mention actually as well is that this is technically what I guess people would call like a pacifist platformer.
Oh my goodness! Oh,
So
it's
we're
just
not.
the bird.
So we won't be hitting anything. It's more of just like a kind of stop hitting yourself simulator. Well, all the boss fights are just like us dodging and weaving and just making sure we don't get hit, and the bosses will just eventually take care of themselves.
Yep.
So how does this work? Where it seems like you're going through obstacles, like right there.
That just doesn't have any collision for some reason.
Interesting.
Yeah. I think I accidentally walked through that and I was like, oh, okay.
Whenever I see like spiky objects in any type of 2D platformer game, I'm just like, that's bad. And I've seen you go through them so many times, like, oh, maybe not.
Here's a perfect example of autofly being an absolute blessing. The amount of height that you can get there compared to just mashing as quickly as you can without it is crazy.
Oh, no.
So
Yeah, what tempo would you need to mash at roughly, if you have any idea, to accomplish that? And I can already feel my hands hurting.
yeah, I want to say it's upwards of like 12 to 14 like clicks per second. So really
that's fast.
really fast. And you would have to do that while like comfortably platforming, which is really hard to reach that type of speed. While even just like focusing on it is like really hard for for a lot of people. So being able to do that comfortably while also just concentrating on the platforming that you're doing is really nice. As you might have noticed, Smashy just climbed a really long room vertically that probably she shouldn't have climbed, and that's because she shouldn't have. This is actually the end of the game. And you are GG. That's time.
GG.
Because basically, once we get the fly power up, we can reach the area which we can just climb vertically, do the half hops, touch one of the last aim game triggers, and then just hit the end of the game, and we are done with any percent.
Yep.
Well, so 5:25 in-game time. Beat the estimate. Good job, Smashy.
Thanks.
Good job. God, the bird animation, I don't know what it is about like the deck just like increasing length up and down on your jump. It just, I'm done. Like it's so good. I love it so much.
You'll be excited to see all the rest of the power-ups. The power-ups in this game are fantastic. One of my favorite power-up we actually only use for like 3 seconds in this run. It makes me really sad.
Yeah.
I'm just looking for our half coordinate in the credits here, you know.
Here, I can go
There
there,
it is.
there he is. There it is.
Yeah,
Clint's half
you'll see
coordinated.
it. Yep.
There we go.
Yep.
Yeah, this is a really cool game, actually. It was actually solo developed by the developer Kyle Thompson with help from his brother to make the music. Other than that, it was a completely solo developed project,
Yeah.
which is super awesome.
That just amazes me that people can make something like this on just completely on their own. So neat. Anyway, thank you so much for the any percent
Yeah.
run, Smashy. But we didn't have you on here to do just one 5-minute run, because now we're going to see a little bit more of the games. Now everybody's seen a bunch of the features this game has to offer. I think this is only like $5 on Steam if you want to go ahead and get this, just either as a casual playthrough or you want to join the speedrunning community for it. And everybody seems awesome that I've met so far.
Definitely.
Play Sheepo. But we're going to be going into, I guess, what are we going to be going into, Smashy? I'll let you take the reins here.
All right. So now that we've done any percent, Rue and I are going to be racing all bosses. So in this one, we get all the bosses as the name suggests. So you'll see a lot more of the game in this one and a lot more power-ups.
Awesome.
Yeah. And this is like my
This is
favorite
what I've run the
territory.
most. And actually, when I was starting my any percent run, I almost started doing all bosses where you grab a lot of like the feathers, which is like the currency of this game, basically. My muscle memory was strong.
Yep.
I was like,
Very good. All right, so what kind of obviously we're going to be seeing all bosses. Did we see any bosses at all on this one? So this was like the no bosses run.
you saw it get hit at the very end. That one, the big bird.
Okay,
but
yeah.
That's it. That's all you saw this one. You'll actually see us sort of fight, quote unquote, the bird in this one.
Okay, cool. And are we going to be like seeing different abilities, or are we still just getting that one fly?
We'll get all of them in this
All
one.
of them. All right.
Yeah.
So we technically all abilities, all bosses race. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm ready too.
I'm excited too, and I'm ready.
I do want to introduce QD SR is going to be racing Smashy. I'm not sure if we gave you a proper introduction, but there we go. Fellow Hotfix showrunner.
Yeah. Well, no. Yeah. I'm Cutie Roo. I go by Roo. Maybe Cutie Roo SR sometimes. I just realized I didn't say that part. But yeah, I do have a Hotfix show along with Fant. I have the Hotfix show of Legally Cute. And then Fant has a Hotfix show of Game Masters. Definitely good shows. I definitely love Hotfix. So if anyone ever has any question on that, could always ask. But yeah, definitely like just happy to show this game in particular because Smashy introduced this game to me. And then I think it's just like a very special moment for me to just like even race with her just because it's near and dear to my heart on top of Ori. So like this is kind of like an our game thing. So yeah.
Ori, another game we'll be seeing later in the marathon. Again, exclamation point schedule everybody to see what you have in store. We got a wonderful set of games today, wonderful set of people running them. And Rue, Smashy, whenever you are ready.
All right, who wants to count down?
Ready.
I can give
You
you the
it
countdown.
first. How about Rue does it?
Okay, that's fine.
Actually, no. It's a race.
I'll do it.
it.
Okay.
On go.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go. Abort.
Oh, wait.
Abort.
No. I did credits. Abort. I forgot about that. So there's like if you're hovering over the credits like at all,
it's a credits
the game
warp.
just
Okay, let me know when you're ready.
Yeah. Okay, let's just make sure my mouse. Okay. And time. That was the best all bosses race I've ever seen. All bosses race credits edition. Anywho, I'm ready whenever everyone else is
Smash, are
ready.
you good to go?
I'm good. Yeah.
All right. Round 2. On go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, there we go.
Oh boy. Okay, so all bosses.
about
The beginning is going to be kind of similar to what you just watched in terms of any percent up until the bird boss. Except we're going to be getting feathers, like Smashy quickly mentioned in the in-between, which will be this game's form of currency. Basically, there's going to be a couple items that we'll need to have to buy partway through the run. And we're going to have to collect, I believe, 45 feathers, if I'm correct.
Yep.
Or not buy 45 feathers, but collect 45 of them throughout the run. But yeah, so you can see just there, they both would have grabbed one underneath the ship at the start.
I know. I can't ever
goodness.
get those stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a
Okay,
problem.
anywho,
so yeah,
sorry.
basically just a bunch of stuff like that, which is very exciting. Like I mentioned, the beginning of this run is very similar, so nothing super crazy going on at the start. Something I can mention that I didn't really mention in the any percent run is that this game actually has an absurd amount of invincibility frames, which is another reason that Smashy was just kind of smashing Sheepo's head into every object in the way.
Yes.
Is because Sheepo's built like a tank and can just handle it, which is
for you,
great because it
Sheepo.
lets us go fast.
Oh my gosh. Hello.
I do appreciate the game also has an in-game timer there.
Yes.
Yes.
Another amazing feature added by Kyle. Kyle joined the speedrunning Discord actually very early on in this game's like little history that we have. And whenever we had like a feature suggestion or a question about the game, was actually extremely responsive on giving us questions or even adding stuff. So the text smashing and like auto fly and all that kind of stuff was actually not in the game originally, and was actually added in post. with help from Kyle, which is extremely nice. Being able to add those kind of accessibility options and after the game coming out is super, super cool.
Yeah, I'm so used to these days seeing like, oh, all these speedrun tricks. We found them. Now we're going to patch them out. And it's like, no, we're going to help you out. Make things easier for you.
Yeah, no, it's super nice when that is the case. Okay, both of them have now entered the Mama Bird Arena. That's the boss that we kind of skipped last time. By going to the right of the room, we can actually trigger this boss, which is mandatory for all bosses. But yeah, basically you just avoid all the projectiles. There's a couple little shortcuts that we can take in the arena to save a little bit of time as well, which is really nice.
So is the neck just extending here and the rest of the bird's body is at the bottom?
Absolutely.
You'll see it.
Yes.
You'll see it later.
Yep.
I love it. Tight race so far, only a couple seconds between you two. Let's go.
That's good. That's great.
This is the rematch of the century, actually. Rue and Smashy have raced on Hotfix before. No, it's the rematch. So you can actually see, I believe they actually are taking slightly different routes here.
Okay. Oh.
Which is exciting. Everyone likes slightly different routes.
Well.
But Smashy's going to go unlock the shop room,
Yeah.
which actually has a teleport that we'll be able to use a little bit later on. While Rue is progressing just a little further into the game, and we'll visit that area a little bit later.
Yeah. Yeah,
I will have to go to that
it
shop.
really doesn't matter
just to
because
let
you
all
end up
know.
going to these places eventually, and you pass through again anyway. So
Exactly. Kind of nice. This game has a couple different routes that are very, very close to each other. So if you do find something a little awkward or not as comfortable as something else, you can definitely do something a little bit different, which is very similar in time to something else, which is super awesome.
I know that
oh, why did I do that? It's fine.
I still just can't
Yep.
with the birds. I just can't. I can't.
Oh, you can't? Oh, you should. You gotta see what the birds do, like in certain situations. Because, like, if you pay attention to the design of the bird, look how long the neck gets.
Yeah.
Just look how long it gets. Like, it gets really, really long.
I do want to take time to address one question in chat, not directly related to this run, but I think it's important to talk about. But it's like, how long should a speed run be? And really, it's like there are speed runs that go from minutes to multiple days. And there really is no general requirements. Like if you go look at the SGDQ schedule, you can see all the estimates for runs ranging from 5 minutes to several hours. So that's the great thing about speedrunning is you can set your own goals, your own challenges, and basically make the estimate what you want. Now, if you have personal preferences, I like a speed run around an hour, hour and a half. That's like a really nice, like good amounts of, exploring the game, seeing all there is to it. But, sometimes shorter runs and longer runs are good too.
Everyone can speedrun. If you can think of a game, there's usually a way to speedrun it. Any game you can think. Yeah.
Even Roller Coaster Tycoon.
You just gave me an idea for Game Masters. Yeah.
I've checked that one out. That's good because it's a good one, to be honest with you. I checked that one out because I was thinking like, oh hey, this game, it's kind of hard to speedrun this, but you can speedrun it.
Yeah, but it truly is up to you.
Absolutely.
And every category, you can have your own goal times of what you'd like it to be. You don't always have to go for world record. Speedrunning isn't about grinding for world records. As a lot of people do enjoy that, and that's great. But that's not for everybody.
No, I'm spooked. Oh boy.
I believe
You'll be fine.
everything is fine. Okay, you would have seen Smash and Ryu both defeat the little bird robot. That was the mini boss that Smashy brought up a little bit earlier. But that one doesn't give you any power up, but just rather gives you a couple feathers, which is actually still very beneficial for the run, because we definitely need a ton of those to get the couple items that we need. Rue's actually heading into Dead Worm right now, which is the second boss of this game. This game is a little funny, in my opinion, where it's actually extremely like attention. I don't know what the word I would use for this is, but you have to pay a lot of attention to the game while playing it, except for the boss fights, funnily enough. A lot of the boss fights can just be like, that's when you can like take a drink of water, read a little chat. But every time else when you're doing all the platforming, it's concentration time and concentration time only.
Oh God. I'm gonna get hit.
Very nice. Okay, and Smashy is now into Dead Worm as well.
Almost.
Eventually. We got this.
This one's like...
Okay.
Oh, wow. Because so just a reminder, I still have to go through that whole area that she went through. So that's really good.
Yeah, these two should be pretty tied up right now. Going off of like the little bit of time that Smashy has spent unlocking the shop a little earlier. So very tight race, exciting.
So I would say, yeah, I would say she's a little ahead right now.
We'll see. We'll see when your routes sync up.
Which is
I'm
good.
sure there'll be
Yeah.
a sync up point at some point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's kind of unfortunate that we don't get to see it in here too much because obviously it's a speedrun. But if you do end up deciding to play this game casually at all, it does have very funny and cute dialogue. The story of this game is actually very, very cute and very funny. So I would definitely recommend playing through it casually at some point. I think it's like someone mentioned, it's about $5 right now, which is super duper worth it. It's a pretty short casual playthrough as well, which is kind of nice if you do like a little bit of a game that you can kind of pick up, play in one sitting, and then move on with your day. Okay. Rue's about to do the third boss, which is actually a nice little skip that was found, not recently, but later in this route's history. Normally, we'd have to run through the entire area of this boss, but this is actually the boss arena, and by just going through the entrance of it and falling back in, we can actually re-trigger the boss to actually do it. There is a different category to this, which we refer to as 6 real eggs. Don't mind the real part. There are some fake eggs in this game. But the implication of that is that there's actually a couple eggs that we can get in this game without actually fighting the boss. And Slime Queen being one of them, where we could just enter the arena from the back end, grab the egg, and then not have to worry about doing the boss at all. But since this is all bosses, we do have to trigger the actual boss itself and fight it.
What's interesting about this one was that the main developer
I was
is the
actually
one
trying
that
to get
told us
up
this
into
one.
the pipe, but I was like, I can't figure it out. And then he figured it out and let us know. So that was pretty fun.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So I was wondering if you could just drop down into it.
Yeah, because so the actual area for slime is
And-
actually
and
really spooky.
It takes a long time.
It's very spooky.
This cuts
Yeah.
up a lot of time.
Yeah.
In terms of like the Metrovania design of this map, you would have to kind of go up and around this whole area to come back down to this boss rather than just being able to jump at it from the end, which saves an absolute ton of time, which is super awesome. Definitely required quite a bit of rerouting for the feathers and stuff, but other than that, it was a nice little bit of time save.
Is this kind of like a soft timer that you have on the boss as the arena slowly, closes up on you?
It's kind of like Snake, you know?
Yeah.
Ow.
Yeah, basically. I think it does stop shrinking at some point, but this is the difficulty increase of the boss fight is that the arena gets smaller and smaller. Okay, now you can see Rue going to unlock the shop, which Smashy unlocked earlier. There should be the little sync up point here.
What does this shop do for us?
The shop doesn't have too many power-ups per se, but it'll have, in terms of casual playthrough, it'll have like map unlocks that can like tell you where feathers are located that you might have missed if you're like trying to go for 100%, or where points of interest might be, as well as some like key items for the game. So the one that we're saving up for, in particular right now, is going to be 35 feathers, and it's an art gallery ticket to access the art gallery, which will allow us to progress the game a little bit further and access the one of the final areas of the game, I believe, or one of the final eggs of the game, I guess, actually.
Yeah, the final. Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
Exactly.
You know a lot.
Hey,
Yeah, exactly.
I get it.
But you do. Yep, that was perfect. So right now we're kind of trying to go back. So we're kind of like in the beginning area, if you notice. And being in Metrovania, we're trying to kind of go back to the beginning. But there is something that we have been doing that is kind of interesting to explain. The fast bird. If you want to explain that one, Clint, that would be.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Get over the wall. Perfect. There we go. Okay. So Fastbird's pretty cool. Oh, look at no, they're basically in sync now. Exciting.
Yes.
So basically, how Fastbird works is it's an interesting little like quirk of the game where the bird's horizontal speed is actually based on the speed at which you collect the bird. At which you were going when you collect the bird. So if you were going full speed and then you capture a bird, the horizontal speed of the bird will be faster than if you were at a standstill and you grabbed it. So it's ideal in speedrun terms to be trying to be going at full sprint as Sheepo while you grab one, to just make sure that you're also going as fast as you can while in bird form. The game kind of operates on like stages of speed. I think it's like in the game logic, it's called like jogging and then like sprinting or something like that, which is super cute. So Sheepo will start off by kind of walking around and jogging for a little bit and then going to full speed. And so long as we capture while going at that full speed, we can go a little bit faster in Fastbird, which is awesome.
So I actually forgot a feather, so I'm gonna have to go back and either get that one or get some extra one.
Do a little improvising.
That's what's great. Yeah, you could always like improvise. So right now I'm kind of doing something a little awkward. So every time I'm going into a room, me and Smashy, we discovered this one, where if you go into a room, the teleporter gets activated the room that it's in. So basically with routing, we'll take that teleporter and just get there, get the access point, and then we're like, bam, let's go back to this teleporter, because it just saves so much time.
Yeah, they've already done that once, I believe. At least I think both of them did it. But there's one down near the worm boss that they got, which they'll have to go get something at later, I believe. Another feather, if I remember correctly.
Oh no.
I can watch the bird fly all day long.
Super good. Nah.
Really? That's cute. The bird is super cute, and I love the long neck.
Yeah, that's what makes it
so funny. Yeah. Now with worm, worm is worm. It's not as fun as the bird, to be honest with you.
Yeah, the worm is cool. I do like the worm.
Yeah, it's just different in terms of just how it works. Like when you're barreling, like that's where the controller has the advantage versus the keyboard, because on the keyboard you have to like press about 2 to 3 keys at the same time, while on the controller you're just using the joystick.
Is one of you on KBM, one of you on controller?
No.
I think we're both on controllers.
Now, this game is definitely runnable on both, if that's something that you're interested in running this game and you're like, oh, but what if I want to run it on keyboard? I would say our top runner is actually a keyboard runner. She's extremely good and plays this game entirely on keyboard. There's just a little bit of like little bit different than what you would do normally on controller. A little bit extra tapping involved, but other than that, oh, very nice skim on that one. That was very nice. But yes, now we are in, I don't remember what this area is called. I think it's something like
Underbelly?
Underbelly. There you go.
Yep.
We're going to be kind of, it kind of does like the classic Metroidvania thing where the next area you unlock is primarily just the power-up you just unlocked. So since we unlocked the worm ability, we can now kind of traverse this area and get all the feathers that we want in here, and then also go find the boss and defeat the boss for this area.
You're doing, to give context, I know you've only ran any percent, but you're doing a great job.
I ran a little bit of 6 Real Legs, so I kind of know the areas that we're in, but other than that, I'm winging it, but we're making it work from what I remember watching you guys do runs with back in the day. I was lurking. I was there watching.
Aww.
Those of you may just be joining us. Can we get another explanation on the feathers and what those do while we're collecting all of those?
For sure. So the feathers are actually the currency of this game. We're going to be using those at the shop that I mentioned a couple times already, but we're going to need to collect 45 throughout the run to buy the 2 required items for all bosses, which are the gallery ticket and then I actually don't remember what the last one is called. I think it's the elevator pass, if I remember correctly, something like that.
Key, it's a key, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And then from there, we basically just need to collect the ones that we need. And
I'm gonna
then
grab this feather
go from there.
so I can have an extra one. Where's this?
I always get nervous with that one room that I was in previously.
It's everyone's least, I would say probably actually everyone's least favorite room in the run. Oh no.
Sorry. I don't normally do this one.
It has very tight platforming, which makes it a little difficult at times. And if you mess up one area, it can lose you quite a bit of time, which is unfortunate, but you can always adapt and overcome.
There we go. No, I don't have to worry about it.
That's what's great about this speedrun is that if, like, especially, it's a good learning speedrun, but also, like, anything, it's very adaptable to you. So, like, if something happens, it's very forgiving in that sense where you can just kind of, just find another way. Like, for example, if we forgot a feather, there's a feather somewhere else that's, like, just as fast, almost. Maybe 2 seconds a little bit. But, yeah. Okay. I don't want to be worm that whole time. This is scary.
Oh, close. We made it to the
Okay,
save.
there you go.
I did mention it a bit earlier, but you'll definitely see it a little bit in this area, but definitely in the next area where the invincibility in this game is crazy. So there is a bit of a reason that we play on the easy difficulty. It's something that you might have noticed at the beginning of the run, that we do play on easy. Not much of the game's mechanics change too much as you progress the difficulty of the game. The bosses have like very slightly different animations and like shoot more projectiles. But the big thing is that there's actually less save points and less little hearts around that give you like a full restore. So we want as many of those to be in the run as possible because it allows us to basically do as much.
Oh, shoot. That's fine. I was trying to get out of the worm, but it didn't work. It's fine.
But basically by doing that, we're able to regen our health as much as possible, which allows us to do as much abuse the invincibility frames that we get from the game as much as possible. Rue is currently in Froggo King. Doesn't really look like a frog, but that's because I don't know exactly what's going on. All I know is that I think the Froggo King ate all the frogs. It's scary.
Yep.
And I think he's having some digestive problems, so we're gonna help him out with that by kind of help him jump a little bit, get his system working out, and then kind kind of let them all go. And now we get the teleport ability, which is going to be very useful. This is for all those statues that you saw Root and Smashy unlocking earlier. This power-up is what allows us to travel between these different statues that are all around.
Oh. Yeah, that's my favorite part about this game is the ability to teleport, and I don't know, there's just so much fun, like good things about this game.
Again,
definitely recommend playing it as a first speedrun, or even just a speedrun in general if you want to learn more speedruns. But the community is great, the developer's great, and everything about this run is just so, it has like really good music, and I just love this game.
You know what I recommend? I recommend following our two runners here. Be sure to check out them at the links I just posted in chat. And yeah, go ahead and give them a follow. They deserve it. Both wonderful people, extremely, extremely nice. Sure to have a good time.
And follow.
Yes, follow Glen's. I want to make sure I spell this right.
Sorry, I'm in a, how do I put it? This is a scary zone, I guess is the best way to put it.
This is the zone. The reason that we do so much damage boosting in this area is because there's a lot of stuff to damage boost through. There is a lot of spikes and stuff in this area, which by using the excessive amount of invincibility frames that this game gives us. Oh no, I'm losing Rue's feed.
Uh-oh. Okay, that's not just me. I was like, wait a minute. There we go.
Uh-oh.
Time to go supersonic speed.
Uh-oh.
I think we're okay.
Hey,
yeah.
Everything is fine.
I'm
We're going
okay.
fast. So fast that we time
We're
traveled
going fast.
into the future.
Yeah, Yep.
All right, we're gonna pause really quick.
Okay.
Just to make sure we're stable. So stand by. Just momentary check. Make sure we're not dropping frames. Make sure we got everything clear. So we're gonna let the tech team just take care of that really quick. Once we get the okay, we're gonna resume. So while we're doing this, Glenn, hello.
Hello.
There it is. I plugged you. So I see now we have, it looks like 4 eggs of the 6.
Yes.
And by the time we're done with this, will we have all 6, or is that not something we do in all bosses?
I don't want to give away the ending, really.
Okay. All right.
We'll
Secret information. You're going to have to just stay tuned as we work through this really quick.
Also, it will be spoilers, so if nobody wants to hear that, then make sure you mute it.
All right. Spoiler alert then at the end of this run. About how far in would you say we are? We're around halfway point, a little bit before halfway.
A little more than half, I think.
A little past halfway. All right. So still plenty of run left.
Yeah.
Now we got to look at the map. I like it kind of just looks oddly satisfying with the smooth colors between. Now, I'm used to one monolithic color, but nah, that looks good.
Yeah, that's the different areas. So.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle did a wonderful job color coding it for us, just in case we ever get lost.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know it may sound surprising, but in Metroidvania, it tends to be easy to get lost.
Yeah.
Also, a little bit of part of the charm of this particular type of game design, revisiting areas, finding stuff new. There's a reason the formula works.
Yeah.
So, Glenn, while we're working through the tech issues here, what category? You said you did 80%, but you did also all eggs. I think I heard.
Yes.
All real eggs.
6.
So how does that differ
real.
from all bosses?
Well, that kind of gives away the ending too, doesn't it?
Okay, then. Well, we would. Okay, then. Oh, all right.
We can say if you want to. That's fine.
All right. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert for Sheepo. We're going to be talking for about a minute. 5. You have 5 seconds to get to mute the stream. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let it out.
All right. So I ran another category called 6 real eggs, which differs from all bosses slightly differently in the way that there is actually one kind of fake egg that we're going to get. So we are going to go get the gallery pass, which is supposedly where the last egg is in the game. But after getting it and trying to leave on your ship, you realize that you've been bamboozled and the gallery bird has actually given you a pile of chewed bubble gum as a fake egg. So you have to go take your little sheepo legs and run over and go get the final egg, which is actually further up in the kind of last area that you would have seen in any percent. However, for all bosses, we actually have to kind of go all the way around and actually do the actual platforming for that section. Because if you were to go the normal way, you actually don't collect the egg. You just hit the final trigger and you don't fight the boss and stuff like that. And same, which counts for 6 real eggs, but doesn't count for this category. So,
Okay.
All right. I'm getting word from our tech crew that we are ready to resume, everybody. Get excited.
Yay!
And as soon as you're ready to resume, I'll just give the countdown again on go.
Okay.
Except no, it'll be resume. 3, 2, 1, resume. All right, Glenn, what you were saying.
Basically, now we're going to be progressing. I'm going to have to kind of guess on Rue's progress because I don't have a game feed.
I'm sorry.
It's all good. We'll have to get game updates from Rue every once in a while, radio style.
I'm in the room where there's logs, and then we do the things with the logs.
Oh, yes, the log room is very exciting. Log room actually has like a very interesting piece of tech where basically the bird, all the capture mechanics are all based on where Sheepo's feet are located. So looking at when you kind of stand on top of the log and you kind of select and you're like looking to basically capture something on the other side of the log, you can kind of just use Sheepo's feet to kind of home through the log and basically skip all of the intended like moving the log up through it and everything like that. And then you're basically kind of skip through and stuff.
Yeah. I found the tech where with the log, so if you stand in a certain place, the log, sorry, I'm in the scary part again. Where the log, basically, if you stand at a certain point, the log is like really nice, and you see the white circles or balls surrounding like the enemies or like anything that we're like zooming into with the launchers. That's basically like the radius of that is how you can kind of get into it, and so we call it the log skip. And I think it's mainly used for 6 real eggs and all bosses and 105%, or is it 106? 105.
It's
105.
100. Yeah.
Yep.
That's like another kind of cool thing we can talk about a little bit with this game, that it kind of, to go back to the how long should a speedrun be, this game actually has like a lot of variation, which is super nice in terms of category length. So as you saw, any percent is like around 5 minutes long. This category is around 40. The 6 eggs category is about 20, a little over 20 minutes long. And then the 100% is just under an hour. So if this game looks interesting to you at all and you prefer certain length categories, there probably is a category for you that kind of just covers the length that you would like, which is super awesome. I know me personally, I'm a big fan of shorter runs, so I ran a lot of the 2 shorter categories and basically went from there. And it's super cool because you still get to experience the game in a cool little way, and then also go fast.
Going fast
like going
is
fast.
fun. And just to refresh everyone, because we saw. Go ahead.
This is the power-up that we got for killing the slime queen. I'm sure we've seen Rue use it a little bit already, but it is the little slime ball. Basically, you're supposed to kind of go do the slime queen area after you would have been done doing the Frog King area. But since we were able to do the Slime Queen really quickly afterwards, we were able to just kind of progress after that, which is super awesome.
Oh, my favorite part of the game. I actually get to put my controller down and drink water and have coffee if I wanted to.
Yes.
It's a nice little break.
As you can see, Rue would have just entered the... I'm actually not too sure what this boss is called because it's...
Grapple Gang.
Grapple Gang.
Grapple Gang. I didn't even know
Grapple
it was
Gang.
Grapple Gang.
Oh, where's the Sheepo going? Sheepo is sinking. No.
No. Wait, it's Grapple Gang? Really?
Yeah.
See, I didn't even know that.
Yeah. But basically, this is actually one of the glitches that was found super early on. But by basically entering the boss fight, I believe, and staying in the log, I think it's just like you skip the cutscene while still in the log. You gain invincibility for some reason, so you just kind of and you can't move, so you just stand there and you bounce around a little bit on the spikes, have a good time, until the boss is over. Since there's not much to do in this boss besides just survive, it's just a section kind of where kind of stand around and don't do much. And we're actually going to get my favorite power-up in the game after this boss, which we see a little bit of. I wish we saw more of it. I wish it was the first power-up.
I mean, if it was the first power-up, that would be nice. There's a lot of areas with feathers that are actually really good with this boss. Or this ability, I meant to say. Mm-hmm. But because it's so late in the game, there's other feathers that are just better to get.
So Sheepo is safe, right,
having
Rue?
a good time jamming to the boss music, by the way.
Yeah.
Boss music does go very hard in this game. It's very good.
So Rue, Sheepo is safe. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. There's Sheepo. Wonderful. And an egg.
Egg. And we get the
wanted to
grapple
surprise
ability.
you.
So exciting.
That wasn't good. But yeah, so we're kind of like getting towards the end of the game. We're just trying to get the feathers that we need right now to get the rest of the things that we need to do. And then you're going to see like the little artist area. And then like pretty much at that point, sorry. But yeah, so we're over like, I want to say we only have one more zone, and that's the boss zone at this point. We only have one more boss.
No, we're definitely approaching the end.
Yeah, we're just collecting some last feathers that we need to, really.
These eggs seem so powerful.
Yes. They're very powerful. Okay. We got to save all the animals.
No, that's the category I can always get behind. Were those the friends at that teleport, like after you came out of the boss, hatched the egg, and it looked like there were a whole bunch of like little colorful friends there for us.
Yes. Sorry.
Yeah. Those are all the little Froggo things.
The other thing, I don't know if we, I can't remember with the any percent, the little bug. That's like our health indicator, but with this, so if it's green, it means that we have like 3. If it's yellow, it means 2. If it's red, it means 1. But you, like we mentioned before, you can change the accessibility options for this one. Oh, no. But yeah, it's kind of cool just to be like seeing the actual numbers to it, because sometimes it's kind of hard for anyone who has colorblind.
No, it can be a little hard to keep track of sometimes too, which is nice to have a number that you can easily keep track of, instead of trying to like follow this bug, which isn't always in the same spot either. So Ruin Smash, you're just trying to collect some final feathers to get enough to go purchase the art gallery ticket. You can see Rue just actually did one of the final ones where we kind of entered a room earlier in the run to go get a quick teleport area, which is really close to a feather, and then quickly went to go grab that one.
There you go. Sorry, I had to think for a second.
Had a question in chat of, as developers, what should be kept in mind for making games accessible? Accessibility is not something to be tacked on at the end. Yeah, it's like, yeah, definitely. And I am not a game developer at all. But, I feel like the best way to, improve your accessibility is talk to people about it. And see what other games are doing, and just consider just by default thinking about things like color blindness. Like, are you going to make a game mechanic rely completely on color? If so, find a way that you can make it so you can change some settings if people can't see certain colors. There's so much. Again, I am not an expert on this. I do not work in the games industry. But just like going through and consulting the player base about these things and just seeing what other developers have done, I think is probably a good starting point. Yeah, disclaimer, not in the game industry. So.
I mean, that's a great question to think about because even anyone learning to develop a video game, it's kind of good just to keep those thoughts in mind as they're developing so that, they can always have those features down the line when it's released. But it's also great too that if you hire an accessibility consultant that you're able to kind of make those changes.
Exactly. I think that's kind of what happened with this game. Right, Kyle had some questions about it and reached out to Half Coordinated, and Half Coordinated was nice enough to be able to give some input on the game and just make sure that it was accessible to as many people as possible.
Oh wait, I'm having brain. Don't mind me. Just ignore what I'm doing on screen, please. But yeah, so we're just doing what so the routing has changed a little bit, and I had a minute where I forgot the routing for a second, basically.
Everybody in chat giving me all these egg puns. This art gallery is definitely exquisite.
It is exquisite. Isn't it beautiful?
Sure is. It is, yeah.
And with Pride Month coming up, we have all these beautiful colors, the rainbows. That's what I love.
So here we are going to get the final egg. Nothing is sus about this egg at all. This egg is very normal.
It's excellent.
It is an excellent egg.
Yeah, so I don't want to make any of you nervous, or if you're watching each other's streams, but you are within 10 seconds of each other.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, Smashy was able to retake the lead a little bit earlier, but I feel like this is anybody's game at this point. This is awesome.
That's good. That's good. Because that's what I want more so than anything else right now.
Put on a good show.
So, out of curiosity, if things don't work out this way, no worries. Who won the first time you raced this on Hotfix?
I think it was me.
I think it was you, yeah.
Okay, so, Smashy redemption time potentially here.
No pressure.
Not to put no pressure at all.
Oh, wait! Oh, she's gonna win! I totally flipped! Oh, no. Okay, well, we have a problem. I didn't buy something.
No.
Oh, no.
The elevator key.
Yep.
Elevator
This is fine. This is fine. I was having issues earlier, so this is fine. I'm gonna show you more of the game. Yeah, you want to see more of the game.
I love seeing more of this game.
Oh, I can't believe I forgot that. But yeah, so as she's gonna get to the end, I'm gonna race for time to make sure I beat my estimate now at this point. Yeah, so right now I'm just trying to get back to the portal room so I could teleport to go get the elevator key so that we could come back to the right spot. Oh, I totally forgot that.
I'm not gonna make that.
All right. There we go. See, that was the thing I did need. Oh, well. It's okay. This was actually just more important just to play with my best friend, as well as just like play a game that we love together. So I'm just glad that we were able to show it for Accessibility Day.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
speedrunning is more about the collaboration at the end of the day, playing games with friends, and then also working together to help lower the game's time.
Yeah.
Doesn't always have to be about competing with each other.
Yeah.
Better to help each other and push each other to get better times and stuff like that. So awesome.
Yeah.
I know when this game first came out, me and Roos were pushing down the NA percent time, pushing each other to get better and better times, which is super awesome.
Yeah. And like, ooh, I'm just blubbing. But like, so with all bosses too, it's nice because there's other people in the community like Queen Snowpia and Jen and Pepper and just a whole bunch of people. If I didn't mention everybody, please forgive me. But I just want to say the whole community is great in that regards. I know we were interested in doing a task for this as well at some point, and gonna need to revisit that because I would like to see like the exact, you know, the best feather routing and the best, you know, routes all together, or what you can do in each room to just help, what do you call it? Just navigate it.
Ow.
All right. So as you can see, Smashy has entered the final boss. It started off with a bit of a chase sequence, and then you enter a little boss arena.
Oh no. Oh no. I'm stuck over here.
Squeezing out of the corner.
I should get a health drop at the end of this phase. So yeah. we're
Yes,
good.
there we go. Back to full health.
That's what's
Fine.
nice about the easy mode.
Yeah,
You get health
exactly.
drops.
You can see Rue is currently in the chase section of this boss fight. And then you'll enter the boss fight section after.
That was my bad.
Okay, now I'm in the boss room. See, even though I messed up, I'm still like, the game was pretty forgiving in the sense of like, oh, hey, you know where the teleporter was, just go get the thing real quick. And then now I'm in the boss room. So I know I'm not that close, like 10 seconds, but I'm pretty close still.
All right, time's coming up
Cancel.
very, very soon, like basically in a second or two from now for Smashy.
Time.
GG!
GG's.
I'm sorry, I forgot the key.
It happens.
It does happen. It's all good. Look at you go, fighting the boss. You gotta avoid the legs and all the projectiles. Little bullet hell-like, which is very cool. And at the end of the game, you get all these cute little postcards from all the characters you saw in the game, which is super awesome. And Sleepo.
Sleepo.
All right, there we go.
And that is the boss down and the final egg for Rue. Rue's just gotta go over to the spaceship to end the game now as well.
All right, time is coming up now. That's time. Oh. I hope everybody just loved the game in general.
All right.
GG,
GG.
GG.
Rematch?
Well done. So I messed up and restarted the timer. That was completely my fault. But I think I saw it was a 41:01 for Smashy, 41:55 for Rue. So less than a minute between each two. That was awesome. Lots of back and forth. And you know, again, GG's, and thank you so much for coming on to talk about this game today.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you for having us. And thank you, Clint, for being our commentary. It was really amazing.
Thank you for having me. It was awesome. Always so happy to help show off Sheepo. This game got me back into speedrunning, and I love the community so much. And I think you should all come run our cute little sheep game.
Yep.
I'll get the Discord and chat. But yeah, so anyone who's interested, I will give the Discord. And if there was anything else, like the plugins, like Smashy and Glint, where can we all find you?
I'm not streaming much these days, but my Twitch is SmashESR.
I'm plugging you anyway, so
Okay, thanks.
too bad.
I have a 5-month-old, so I've been really, really busy.
Hope she's doing great.
She's great. Yeah.
She's the most adorable thing. But there's all the links, everybody. So again, just a wonderful, nice little game here that is very, very open. So many things to make things easier for everybody to enjoy speedrunning. So, I misspelled. Oh no.
Oh no.
That's all good.
Oh no. Hang on. Let me go fix it. Can I delete my own message? No, I can't.
Ignore that. Ignore this one.
Yes, this game is fantastic.
There we go.
Very awesome. It's a very, very nice introductory speedrun as well. Like I mentioned, there's a bunch of different category lengths and stuff like that. So if you're looking for a nice introductory speedrun with nice accessibility options, I would definitely consider it.
All right. No, I'd be so happy if one person picked up this game today, and I would say it's not like we're sponsored by this. Like we really want to just grow this hobby to everybody, to people who think I have this or I have that or I can't do this, I can't do that, so I can't speedrun. No, you definitely can. There are games out there for you. That's what today is all about. So, Rue, Smashy, any final thoughts before we send you off for the evening?
Thank you for having me on, and it was fun. And I need a rematch now. Demand rematch. Demand rematch.
Yeah.
Now the series is tied 1-1, right? So
Yeah.
Gotta
break it.
that's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, this is the most speedrunning I've done since I had my baby, so
Yeah.
I hope you had a good time, Smashy.
yeah, it was fun. It was a nice little change. So.
All right. Again, a final shout out for Glint as well for the wonderful commentary all run long. But everybody, this is just run number 1. We have a whole bunch more in store for you today. You can use the chat command to see the full schedule. But coming up next, after a short wellness break here, we're gonna have Hades, all weapons, run by Arselina. So that's gonna be a wonderful time. I'm sure of it. And we'll see you all soon after the break.